Hi, so today we're going to talk about goals. This is a really important topic, and you're probably just as frustrated as me about goals and how they're currently done. It's very frustrating. Most of the goals that we get are, they're just not exciting, or they're boring, or they're impossible. And badly set goals just bring so much frustration and stress and anger to our lives. And here's that shocking thing. Goals, when set right, they are the most power-driven thing for us. They're the ones that pull us to our future. And what I want to share with you today is 4 things about how to set your goals that they do actually, rather than frustrate and stress and all of that things, they pull you to actually go and achieve what it is that you want. So let's tackle the first problem with goals, and that is, as you're probably familiar with, SMART objectives. So this is the specific and measurable and attainable that a lot of corporates use, and a lot of literature is written about that this is the way you set a goal. It's not true. Just forget it now. And if you don't believe me, here's a really great example. So one of my goals is actually to be a great parent. And if you try and put that into a SMART goal, you come up with just gobbledygook. So what I want to be is I want to be a great parent to my kids, and all of whatever that means. The problem is that when we try and convert something that's that important to us, so being a great parent is that important to me, and we try and put a SMART framework around it, we come up with just a mess. So let's try and convert SMART objective for being a great parent. So specific. So great parent, not very specific. So my kids, they like sports. So let's be specific. Being a great parent is getting them to the sports field, yeah? Measurable, on time, yeah? So not late, on time. Attainable, when it's snowing, it's not a case. So R, realistic, yeah, I think that's pretty realistic well, as long as they don't have conflicts, we'll go with that. And time bound, well, SMART goals are always January to December, so of course between January and December. So my SMART goal now for being a parent is I have to get my kids to the sports field on time, unless it's raining, and I have to do it for a whole year, January to December. That's not at all what being a great parent to me means, but I've had to distort that being a great parent into that weird format just to fit the SMART objective. It's wrong, absolutely wrong. So rather than try and go down this SMART goal ludicrousy, let's go and have a look at 4 things that will actually get you to create a really good goal for yourself. So the first one is the 4 P's. You always have to have 4 of something. So the 4 P's, and the first P is P for passion. So passion is all about tying up some of your emotional energy in your goal. And if you can't tie up some of your emotional energy into your goal, it's saying a very important thing to you. It's saying that what's important to you and what you value and what's deep inside and what gets you excited, that actually is not within your goal. And if it's not within your goal, it's telling you that your goal is not what it should be. If you can't find passion in the things that you're trying to do in life, I guarantee they are not that important to you. But here's the mad thing. Quite often, the stuff that when we look at something and initially we go, that just doesn't get me excited, it's not because it isn't one of our main goals. It's because we actually haven't connected with it yet. And to give you an example, I'm a scout leader, and every year we do this annual scout camp, and I don't know it's basically taking 36 screaming kids up the side of a mountain with another about 2,000 other screaming kids of between 9 and 12. I'm building the excitement to this already. You get to sleep on hard, cold ground for 3 nights. You get basically no sleep. Every Friday before I go, I'm telling my wife and my friends, it's like, oh, what am I doing? This is. I do it every year. Every time I have the same thoughts. Going, oh, this is dreadful. And the reason I keep saying that every single Friday before I go is I keep forgetting the connection, because the connection is amazing. Once you're actually there on site, it is the most amazing experience to be with all of these kids having amazing learning opportunities. They're running around. Often that's their only time away, with all this freedom, the ability to do all of these amazing things. There's zip lining and rock climbing and hiking and orienteering, all this really cool stuff. And as an adult leader there, it's such a privilege to be part of their learning experience and to watch them growing to the little human beings that they are. And every Friday before we go, I have to pinch myself and remind myself, going, listen, stop forgetting about the lack of sleep and get back onto that feeling that you get every single time you go, this is just amazing. I'm so thankful to be here. And every time you reconnect with your goal, it suddenly just brings it back out to you again. So this year, hopefully on the Friday, I'll still moan about lack of sleep, but deep down, I know why I'm doing it. It's that excitement and the passion that I get out of it. The second thing that I want you to think about is purpose. And purpose is the goal that you've got, is it greater than you? Is it going to impact more people than just you? And this is a very important question, because generally we feel more fulfilled and we feel more wanted to go and do something if it's going to help other people. It's just a human trait that I have, that you have, that everyone you know has. And it's there in everyone. Even your worst enemy, I guarantee he's got people he loves helping, or she. And the beauty of purpose is if you can actually create your goal in such a way that you feel it's helping more people and it's to a greater purpose, then you are way more likely to achieve it. And sometimes it's just a matter of considering your goal itself and thinking about how it is that you're framing it. The example that I think is great is actually the husband and wife who decide to lose a bit of weight together, and both getting a bit portly. But the husband, he's developed this big double chin. He looks in the mirror thinking, I need to lose about 24 pounds. So serious amount of weight he's got to lose. But you think to himself, if I lose this, God, will I look good again? I'll be back to my old self, and yeah, this will be great. His wife, on the other hand, also decides I've got to lose 24 pounds, but her reason was quite different. She was there with her daughter and the granddaughter the previous evening, and the daughter turned around and said, listen, Mum, I don't know how else to say this, but basically if you don't change your eating habits, you ain't going to be around much longer to enjoy time with me and your granddaughter. Something's got to change. So the two of them set out which one is more likely to go and achieve their goal. It's both lose 24 pounds. Of course it's the mother, because she's connected her goal to something greater than her. She's connected to living for her daughter and living for her granddaughter. And on most of the goals that we have in life, if we actually thought about it, a lot of what we do is not for ourselves. Even the guy who's looking at his big chin, even he, if he thought about it, what he's actually doing is he wants to live more, he wants to be around people more, he wants to be more sociable with people. He also wants to be there for his granddaughter. So it's quite important when we're setting our goals that we do look deeply and look hard and make sure that we focus on this purpose, make sure that we understand why this goal is not just for us, it's for more people than just us. The third thing to consider is priority. Oh, my spelling's good today. So priority, what do I mean by priority? We have incredibly busy lives. We're all very busy. I guarantee you're not sitting around going, do you know what, I could do with another goal because I'm just bored. Yeah, your day is full of doing stuff. And there's loads of it. And even when you're not doing stuff, there's stuff you could be doing. We're all like that. It's just a busy world we live in. But when you're looking at your goals, I've got a really important question for you. If you take on this goal, this amazing goal you've set yourself, what are you going to give up? So what is the task that you're going to give up and stop doing that's going to allow you to have the time to fit your brand new goal in? And if you're struggling, if you're thinking, oh, actually, you know, I'm not going to give up something, or there's nothing I can give up, well, then you're doomed from the start. You are not going to be successful. Because unless you're thinking, I've got to do this above some of the other stuff I've got in my life, then your goal is meaningless. You can't keep adding to your plate of things to do, expecting that you're going to do everything. And I know, because this is something I used to do all the time. I was terrible at it. And what I had a very large team, and we were able to, we basically did the complex problems. So if there's a complex problem in the company, they normally came to us because we'd been there and done it. And we'd done so many different projects successfully. So we inherited all of this. And it was great because we were able to help people really, really genuinely complex problems, customer issues. We were able to go in, hold hands and make things work again. So it was a real buzz. So someone would say, Keith, can you or someone on your team help? Oh, I'd volunteer someone straight away. And I just kept doing this. And then after a few months, everything just ground to a halt. And when we looked at what's happened, it was all down to me. I put on too much stuff onto the team. So we had just taken on so much more new stuff to do, all because it was genuinely good stuff to do and it was really helpful for other people. But what I'd lost sight of was by taking on all of this other stuff, without getting rid of some of the stuff that we were doing, all we were doing was overfilling our lives. And we just couldn't get anything done anymore. People were just overwhelmed. My team, I'd overwhelmed them. So I had a very interesting few weeks where I had to go cap in hand to all of these people that had promised great stuff and say, listen, I know I promised the stuff, but I'm not going to be able to deliver on that right now. I'm going to have to delay you 3 months. I'm going to delay you 6 months. And that wasn't a great experience. But what it did force me to do was to prioritize. I had to actually look at what we had on our plate, what my team were already doing, and say, actually, we're going to continue doing that. And other stuff, no, we're not going to do that, which means we can now take on something else. And I also had to prioritize. When I was saying yes to someone, I also had to say no to other people. And I had to be pretty blatant about it, saying, actually, your project has a bigger benefit to the company than your project. That's why, with the limited resources, we're going to pursue this one. And yes, it was a lot more uncomfortable than just nodding up and down and saying, yep, absolutely. But by doing that, we were able to actually have goals. I was able to deliver goals to my team that they could actually deliver on. And by delivering on it, they had the success. They were actually able to make people very happy and solve some significant major problems. But that was because I had to prioritize. So if you're taking on something new, what is it that you're going to get rid of? Have a look at that list, put a line through it, get rid of it today. And the other thing is, make sure, if this is now a priority, get out that pen and write in time in your diary. When are you going to do it? What day of the week? How many hours? Think about all those things, write them down and commit yourself to it. The last thing about a really good goal is it needs to be possible. But, and here's the big, big but, it needs to be just possible. So let's have a look at the two flip sides of that. If you actually look at something and it's possible and you believe it's possible, if it's really easy, it's not really going to inspire that much. If you're going to think, this is boring, I've been there, done that, it's not really stretching me. Whereas if you look at it and you know in your heart this is not possible, you've been set up to fail, you're just going to be disheartened and stressed, and you know you're in for a failure. You know you're going to, every time you work on that, you're going to think, I'm just been set up. This is just wasting my time. Why won't anyone listen to me? You know, we've all been there. We've been given stuff to do that just can't be done. And no matter how much we explain, you know, it's just not accepted. So we've got to learn. We've got to learn that if something is not possible, it's not possible. The magic area is when it's just possible. We know that, okay, I've done something a bit like it before. I'm going to have to add this new skill onto it and probably learn a bit here. But wow, when I get this done, well, won't I have learned a new skill? Won't I have stretched myself? Oh, there's going to be a few dodgy moments where, you know, I'm going to be a bit nervous, but I know I'm going to push through it. That's the type of thing we're looking for. We're looking for those just possible goals. They're right at the edge of what we know we can actually do. So they're not too easy, they're not in the impossible section, but we know they're just about positive. And again, my parent example again, I want to be a great parent, okay? And that to me means I've got to push myself. I've got to push myself all the time, and I've got to keep pushing myself. I know it's possible to be a great parent, but by my standards, being a good parent is every single day getting better. Every single day. Am I able to get better every single day? Well, yeah, I think so. Do I know what that means? No, I don't. I don't actually know, but I know it's possible. I just don't have I don't see it every single day. I don't see that plan ahead, but I'm willing to commit to it because I know it's just about possible. I know that I can improve every day, and I know that what I find at the end of today, I will, no matter what happens, I will figure out a way of being even better the following day. And that's where the beauty of just possible comes in, because it does. It forces you and inspires you to keep going and keep learning. So always just keep asking yourself. So the 4 things I normally ask is, am I in the zone? Am I in that state where I'm just slightly on edge, but excited and knowing I'm learning and almost forgetting about time? It's just, this is cool. I'm learning so well. And if you're in that zone, that's a really great sign that you've got this one nailed as well. So putting them all together, so the 4 things to make sure you've gotten any good goal is you're passionate about it. If you're not passionate about it, have a look deeply. Maybe you haven't connected right with that goal. Have a look into it. What is it that you're actually getting out of this? And again, look for it. If it's not there, forget it. But if it's there, connect with it and call it out. Purpose, make sure it's bigger than you. Have a look at that goal. If you're talking about something that's just for you, have a look at it again. It is bigger than you, but you need to frame it, reframe it again, and make sure that you understand why this is bigger than you and why other people want you to do this too. And make sure that you've actually committed to it. Make sure you've given yourself the time and the prioritizing to make sure you're going to go and do it. And the last one is, this is only one life we've got. So make sure that when you're actually going to do something, you're going to live and grow and learn and love it.